PHNX.com. A longtime Hall of Fame voter, Howard Balzer, now on Rockin' Manooch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
Hey, Howard, you got any words left? Should I leave it at that? I'm not going to go farther with that, but you know what I'm talking about.
I've always got words. You know that. You know that.
I was just going to say, you have to remember I worked with him for a long time.
I know. I want to get right into it, though, Howard. The most recent story you posted on Go PHNX, and does the Cardinals safety Budda Baker's desire for new contract hinge on what's fair? Thought that was interesting headline. And have you gotten some any feedback on this story? How has that gone so far in the day that's been up?
You know, I know there's been people who have looked at it and read it. I haven't seen anything specific. I did, have one person who responded and said, "Hey, he signed this contract, then he should just be able to, to go with it." And I said, but the reality is that these days in the NFL, there are teams that extend, players' contracts, and I think that's what he's essentially, looking for here. And I think it's a commitment from the team, to say, yes, we want you to be a part of this rebuild, reboot, retool, whatever you want to call it, and we want it to be beyond, next season, beyond 2024. And I think that's essentially what he's looking for. Obviously, money is a part of it, and, that's what it comes down to. But, I use the word fair because his agent used that in conversations, in a conversation with Mike Garafolo from NFL Media, and said he just wants what's fair in the contract. Well, what does fair mean? I mean, his contract right now is relatively close to a bunch of other safeties in the NFL. And so I think whenever you're negotiating, it comes down to what, both sides agree is what it should be. And so that's where it is. And we're only a little less than 3 weeks away from training camp. And so it'll be very interesting to see if something gets done and, put this behind them by the time camp opens.
And 66 days till the season opener, so it's here in 2 months. To the one response you got, I can understand where people are saying, hey, he's got 2 years remaining on his contract. And you see this so much these days. And I'm just wondering, would it make sense? All right, just get through this year and prove yourself once again. Or really doesn't need to prove himself anymore. He's a superstar. But would it make more sense if it is 1 year out, not 2?
Yeah, you can make the argument that would make, more sense. And, one of the aspects is that neither of these 2 years is guaranteed, although this year becomes guaranteed when he's on the opening day roster. But I think it's, my personal belief is what precipitated this when the story started coming forward is he's watching what the team is doing, during free agency, with the coaching staff. It's one thing to, change the staff. It's another thing that, to bring in a lot of young people. And you could obviously see that this is, truly a build. And so I think he's looking at, am I really a part of this? Do they want me to be truly a part of this? And so I think that's where you say, okay, extend it. You can make the argument that you could do it next year instead of this year, but why not? Why not just get it done? I don't think there's anything negative about doing it that year earlier. Other contracts in the league, that's happened when players have had 2 years remaining. And so, the one thing I hear a lot is that, Monty, and this is something that Monty Ossenfort, the general manager, hasn't said, but it's believed that, he doesn't want to set a precedent, by renegotiating a guy with 2 years, remaining. Well, my point to that is, who else are you going to, do it? It's not like there's going to be a long line at his door with players on this roster that are going to be looking for that. And to me, it's a positive message to send to all these young guys they have that, hey, you do what's expected of you, and we will take care of you, at some point. I was looking at one thing today, guys, and in 2025, which is only, I guess you can argue it's 3 seasons, but
3 minutes,
only 2 years away. The only, quote, veteran contract guys they have under contract are DJ Humphries, Kyler Murray, and Jalen Thompson. That's it. under contract in 2025. Everybody else, there's a bunch of other guys, but everybody else have been the draft picks from the last 2 or 3 seasons. And the 28 guys that are under contract, 10 of them are rookie free agents this year because they signed 3-year contracts. But we also know that all 10 of them aren't going to be on this team in 2025, and most of them probably won't even be on the team this year.
Howard, let me jump in.
It's a wide open book for the future, and I think that's one of the things that Budda Baker's looking at.
Okay, so does he use this then? Still trying to force a trade?
I guess that depends. I guess in terms of what the Cardinals choose to do and what Ossenfort and the contract negotiators choose to do going forward. I don't think he truly wants to be traded. I think he has some loyalty to the organization. One other point is that I'm fairly certain I'm right on this. His sister, who lives with him, is going to Arizona State. That was featured on Hard Knocks last year, where she was looking at different colleges, and she chose Arizona State. And I believe that she will be a freshman next year. Maybe it's this year, but I think it'll be next year. And so, I think my own personal belief is he wants to be here, but he doesn't want to be in a position to go through what's probably going to be a difficult season this year. Who knows what next year will look like, and then perhaps move on at that point when things are looking up and not of his own choice. So I think he would like to see that commitment from the front office that has said how important he is to have in this locker room and on this football team.
1 minute.
Get some rest. All right, Howard, get some rest. It's
need a throat lozenge?
Yeah, you some lozenges. Yeah. So good stuff, buddy. Appreciate it. Thanks for squeezing us in, doing double duty, man. We appreciate it.
No problem, guys. Take care.
That's Howard Balzer joining us. Appreciate him. Go PHNX. He's got a nice story up there, as we just talked about with Budda Baker. So check that out when you have some time.
He is a terrific writer. He's been doing it for
40 plus years.
Yes.
Balzer721, by the way, is his Twitter handle. Check that out.
He is a terrific writer, and he has great contacts, and his stories are generally packed with really good information.
And he actually is a writer that has quotes. Imagine that.
Yeah.
No one does happy hour better than where we're at right now, and that's Twin Peaks